Hey everyone, it's Sara Oblak Speicher here. How are you? I want to share a personal experience from this past weekend that I find very relevant to those of us who are playing in the etheric as well as the physical world. And I have experienced something that many moons ago I would be finding myself in judgment and push and kind of grind and hustle and forcing myself to do stuff. But now I recognize the importance of a flow and importance of a rhythm. But I got inspired to share this experience with you because I know for so many of people that I get to work with who are still struggling with finding the rhythm and allowing that rhythm to happen. So what am I talking about? Creativity. I'm talking about what happens after you tap into your source, you're connecting to this higher level, into your spirit, right? And you create this experience of channeling your wisdom and channeling ideas, and you're in this high vibe container open for so much to be downloaded, and then it feels the next day like you're hit with a truck. So that actually does not only apply for, let's say, my experience this past weekend has been really seclusion and focusing on writing my book. Dedicating 3 days specifically for this when TJ and the kids went out. But it also happens when I'm talking to fellow mentors, when I'm talking to light workers, when I'm talking to healers and anybody who works with energy. They're experiencing the same thing. A lot of them are like, I am just drenched and I am tired, exhausted, victoriously exhausted after those sessions. It is important to recognize that. Or let's say after launching, right? You are full speed, what do I want to say? In launching, probably very masculine energy, pushing, making things happen, and then all of a sudden it's like, I can't even move. So what I want to invite you to is to think about the way you create. Think about how you operate and allowing yourself for this rhythm to occur, and anticipating whether it's after workshops or after launching or after creative weekends, allowing yourself a couple of days for winding down, for recharging, integration, recalibration. So like I said, this past weekend I had the joy and luxury of having 3 uninterrupted days. Here's what happened in my planning, here's what actually happened, and what my response was. So my very adventurous and very optimistic plan was to dig in right on Saturday after the kids and TJ left. Write the whole day Saturday, write the whole day Sunday, and take the time for some more writing on Monday. What actually happened was after left on Saturday, I sat down with note cards. I sat down with everything that I have already written. I sat down with the ideas. I meditated. I had some wine. I had some cheese. The pup and I had some great time. And I just allowed for the creativity of the flow. How do I want to structure my book? What do I want to get out of it? What kind of stories I want to tell? How do I want to tell them? What are the lessons that I want to share? What do I want the reader to experience? Believe it or not, I started 1 in the afternoon. The next time I looked on time, it was 10 o'clock at night. Now, from the old ways of how we measure productivity and success, it would have been a waste of time, absolute waste of time, because there was nothing to measure, there was nothing to show, there was nothing to be timed, there was nothing produced, tangible, to say, see, I was productive this whole day, right? So the judgment of the older version of myself would have been through the roof. However, it was a necessary exercise to do, and it's usually what I'm being told, at least when you're writing, when you're creating, that's what it actually takes the most time to create the structure and flow and think about all of those things. And then the actual writing comes easy. And that's exactly what happened on Saturday. From 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 at night, everything was flowing. I mean, unstoppable. Ideas were coming through, words were coming through, 10,000 words were written that day alone. I had no idea, again, measuring, right? Is that a lot or it's not? I had no clue. So when I Googled it up, I was blown away because the Google says that it's somewhere between 400 to 500 words an hour. I was like, oh, alrighty. And I was super fired up for Monday. I was like, yeah, we get to do it again on Monday. Except when I woke up on Monday, I was fried. I could not get one sentence together. So it was a great reminder to simply walk my talk, recognize that the work that has been done, so much energy that has been moved the day before, so much that has been downloaded the day before, that day I got to do things that was creative in a different way. I also tapped into my analytical part of me, the more masculine part of me, and it was great. And the reason why I wanted to share this with you is, like I said, people that I have been working with, we play in those both worlds, but there are still so many hooks that are pulling us back to how we are supposed to be and how results are measured or timed, or what is the actual value of blood, sweat, and tears that we put into it. That if it doesn't immediately result in, let's say, zeros in the bank account or numbers on a scale on a scoreboard, we can feel kind of lost. So that's that part of it. So what happens, something else that's coming through that I want to share. In order for me to have this revelation and to have this understanding and to be kind to myself on Monday without any judgment and without shaming and blaming myself or pointing fingers or whatever, but simply being and embracing and celebrating it all, it takes work to create that kind of flow and ease. Ooh, that's what's coming through. That's what I wanted to share with you. Ooh, that's gonna be good. Okay, so Saturday, it was complete ease and flow, right? And in order to create that, I had to clear out, literally grab a shovel and move some stuff around the day before. And that is actually an analogy for anything in life. When we are in flow, time does not exist. Like I just said, right? From 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 11 o'clock at night, I don't know where the hours went. I was in the flow. And in order to create this ease and flow, sometimes you have to grab a shovel and move stuff out of the way, move stuff around, which is actual hard work. It's not the typical hard work the way we define it by the old Piscean way of being able to be measured or timed or valued. But it's still hard work, and sometimes it's literally moving lifetimes of shit around, layers of stories, old patterns. I mean, it's not necessarily tangible work like writing and typing. It's the inner work, healing, recalibration, integration. Okay, so here we are. Creating this flow, it requires shoveling things. But shoveling things around sometimes has this bad rap, right? Because yeah, it is hard work, but you know what? Hard work, this sweat, that can actually be sexy and glorious. And you know it's also sexy? Sexy is also fun. And you know what happens when we have fun? We tap into this higher frequency. And higher frequency is the frequency of destiny. And frequency of destiny, that's flow. We're in flow. And when we're in flow, it's joy and ease. And again, that collapses time. See what just happened? This whole circle here? Yeah, that's what had to come through, and that's what I wanted to share with you, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anything else. If this resonates with you, and if you know anybody who needs to hear it, share it with them or bring them over here. If you have questions, let me know. And if you're ready to create this in your own life, amplify this in your own life, it's gonna affect not just your own life, it's gonna affect the way how you play, the way how you lead, the way how you work, the way how you create impact. I mean, the whole line. If you want to work on this together, It's actually, when I was looking back, what creates the results, the outcomes that my clients have been literally dreaming and thinking and planning for years, even decades. What is that enables us to actually bring all those dreams into reality? It is creating that flow, and it is shoveling everything that doesn't belong there, and it's standing in their way, and it's limiting them out of the way. So if that's what you want and that's what you require and that's what you desire, you know where to find me, and we'll figure out what best fits the vision that you have, and we'll go from there. Talk to you later. Take care.